25 years ago today, the episode Be a Clown aired for Batman the Animated Series, September 16th, 1992. Hello friends, I'm Andy Knode, and welcome back to the show where we take a look at the Batman the Animated Series episode by episode and break them down on the day that they premiered 25 years later. If you haven't already subscribed, be sure to click that button so you can see all the episodes as they come out. And let me tell you, right now, we're still in the early stages of this show, so episodes are coming out 4 or 5 times a week, so you don't want to miss one. So let's get right down to it. Today's episode is Be a Clown. Now, before this summer blew up with Pennywise and It, there was the Joker, the #1 adversary of Batman. Now, I know what you're thinking. Batman the Animated Series came out in 1992. 1990 was the original movie adaptation of It with Pennywise and Tim Curry. You are correct, but if you go back even further, the source material from the 39, you've got Joker came out in 41, 42. And in fact, that's the right behind me here is the first cover that the Joker was featured on in Batman comic book. Just a little thing there. The point is, Joker came out long before Stephen King ever came up with Pennywise. So before we get too far into this debate, let's put the 30-second Joker bomb up on the clock, let's see if I can get this synopsis out before the bomb blows up. Mayor Hill's on a quest to make Gotham City one of the safest places to live, and he declares that soon Gotham will be safer than his own mansion. Joker takes that as a challenge that let's see how safe his mansion actually is. So he impersonates Jekyll the Clown and inspires Mayor Hill's son, Jordan, into being a magician and being like him. So when the Joker sets a bomb to blow up at the party, he drives off and Jordan jumps in the back of the van and sneaks off with him and wants to be just like him. Batman swoops in because he figures out that the bomb was put there by the Joker and Jekyll are the same person, and he goes to the Great Prosciutto Museum, which was a hint that was dropped by the Joker, and he shows up and unravels his plans, escapes from the water tank, and saves Jordan just in time before the roller coaster crashes and returns him home safe to his father, Mayor Hill. So once again, another episode that has a very full, well-rounded story in that. Now, I've never been one that was too afraid of clowns growing up. I just didn't like them. I didn't see the appeal of them. I never had a birthday party with a clown there. I don't think so. Wasn't my thing. Although I will say Tim Curry in It, I did watch that as a kid. I don't know why, but I did. I think my whole family watched it. It was a family bonding experience, and that creeped me out quite a bit. That was my first introduction to Tim Curry, which, bringing it full circle, as you know, Tim Curry was originally cast as a voice of the Joker, and his laugh is actually heard in this moment in the show.
Naughty, naughty, you're making me miss the show.
And what's particularly fun about this episode is we have Mark Hamill, who this is now his second appearance as the Joker in Batman the Animated Series. And most of the episode he spends as Jekyll the Clown. So we can all agree I think we can all agree, that Mark Hamill is a phenomenal Joker. What I mentioned before in Joker's favor was that what makes his performance, I think, so memorable is his ability to change all these different inflections and different tones to his voice when he's angry and happy and joking, and the different variations of the laugh, and all those elements make it a very strong, solid performance.
Hey, if it wasn't risky, I wouldn't enjoy it.
But in this episode, we get to see him spend most of the episode as Jekyll the Clown. And yet he does another voice as Jekyll, which is just completely off the wall.
Mayor Hill, I presume. Jekyll the Magnificent.
Please do. Oh!
One of the interesting ideas of this episode that they play around with, I guess, was the inspiration that Bruce Timm had for this episode was Batman trying to save a kid.
This isn't a game, George. Where's Jacko?
And Batman's whole tactic is driving fear into people. So imagine being a kid and this giant, scary-looking bat person is trying to save you. You would be a little apprehensive. So I think that's a neat idea that they played around with, as well as that he is siding with the Joker, which, again, now is a huge element of fear, is this fear of clowns, and kind of takes that and turns it all on his head.
Down and enjoy the show.
If you notice too, there is a little nod in this episode to the old 60s Batman. They took a plot structure that they used in the old show for nearly every episode, in which the cliffhanger was Batman and Robin got captured or knocked out or tied up to some device that was going to cause them death. Then the start of the next episode, the villain has some reason to leave the room and Batman and Robin escape from this device and then ultimately save the day. They kind of do a little nod to that in that Batman is knocked out in this episode. They go to commercial, they come back, and he is held upside down in this water torture device like what Houdini used. Batman now has to escape from that device. As a little fun game to play, try holding your breath with Batman while he's underwater. It definitely gets your heart pounding.
That's just it. There is no trick.
And then this all comes around a very sweet moment at the end when Batman returns Mayor Hill's son back to him.
My boy is back.
I'm so sorry for running away.
Please forgive me for the party. If we can talk later. Right now, I want to give you the biggest birthday hug you ever got.
So all in all, a decent episode. It is a little bit lighter than some of the other ones. There's a lot more that takes place during the day. And I know that was kind of a request from Warner Brothers, as they wanted the episodes to not be quite as dark. So they kind of bounce back and forth in that, trying to get their feel of the right tone of the episodes.
Some very important people will be here, and I don't want anything to go wrong.
So in order to rank this episode in the best episodes, in my opinion, of Batman the Animated Series so far, I dropped this one in the number 7 slot, just below The Cat and the Claw. That one was really close to that one, but I think that I enjoy the darker tones and the higher stakes that are created in The Cat and the Claw. So it was a much smaller story in this one. There's some nice elements, so it wasn't at the bottom of the list, but I tend to favor some of the more darker episodes that have a little bit of a bigger story to them. So the question to discuss below is, as far as clowns go, who do you think is the better villain, Pennywise or the Joker?
I got more style, more brains. I'm certainly a better dresser.
If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to click the like button. And if you haven't already, click the subscribe while you're at it so that you're first in line to know of all the new episodes that are coming out. Please join me tomorrow when we talk about Appointment in Crime Alley. I'm Andy Knode, and I'll see you tomorrow.